Hi. This is your mushroom auntie. You saw my t-shirt today. I am just a auntie who love mushroom. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Esty. Today we are going to do a live streaming about mushroom powder. So I hope I can hang out with you. Also, I hope I can hang out with you. Yeah, it's like I'm hanging out with you, isn't it? So I'm just going to say hello. Hello, some LG. Hello. You wonder why I'm doing this, right? Because I could just talk to you, and then I can read your comment too. So now I'm looking at my live streaming. Yes, the light is a bit strange, huh? But anyway, I'm going to answer your question by just looking at the comment here, so I don't have to go face to face too near. So I'm going to share with you how I do it. A lot of people saw my video and they wonder how come I always put mushroom powder in everything I cook. I put mushroom powder in everything. That's true. I use it as a seasoning powder. I use it instead of MSG. I use this as my seasoning as MSG, but better because it has these umami flavors. So I thought I'm going to share with you guys today how I do it. Mushroom powder. Maybe I'll just start off by explaining to you how you bring the mushroom back from whether it is from the shop or whether it is from the forest. So I'm going to describe or explain to you step by steps, like from the forest until the end product, the process, very quickly. So when you pick mushroom from the forest, right? So usually I like to use the scissors to cut the base and keep the root behind, especially if it's a winter chanterelle. It's not only faster, but it's also cleaner when you do the cleaning in the forest. A lot of people say, take up so much time, like that is faster, right? But actually it's not, because you come to think about it, if you use scissors and then you just keep cutting, and then you just use your hand and just transfer the mushroom over to the basket, making sure that there's no soil or no moss in it. So when you come back, it's all ready to be, dry or processed. So I think it's also important that you keep the root in the forest or under the soil, because it will come more and more each year, which means to say you have more mushroom to eat, right? So when you come back with the mushroom, you definitely save more time because you have to clean them when you come back. That's what we do always. We pick mushroom very quickly, but then when we come back and cleaning it, and then underneath the gill there a lot of soil gets stuck, then you have to use a brush individually. That's too much job. So I always suggest cleaning the mushroom in the forest, then bring it home. If you see it's still dirty, remove it with a paper towel and it's ready to be used. So usually I don't wash my mushroom if I'm going to dry it. So what I do is, like for winter chanterelle, I will just, make sure that there's no dirt. I split them open and see if there are worms. If there's no worms, then I'll put them in my, the rack that I have in my previous video, right? Those drying racks. So after drying it for a few days, I usually, if the mushroom is very thin, I will dry them at least 4 to 5 days, because Sweden air is very dry, but you still need to circulate the air. So make sure your room is like no dust and not smelly or what you call it, full of humid, right? So don't do that. Make sure you have a very well ventilated room and a clean room. And then what I suggest is you get a fan that moves, right? You circulate the air. Because in that case, the mushroom not only dry faster, it is also better because you know when mushroom and mushroom are too close together, it tends to be like dense. Hi Michelle, how are you? Thank you for joining. You like my t-shirt, not my auntie t-shirt. So, I think it's very important. You have to have a ventilation. A lot of people they use those net, you know, like they put out the clothing net, huh? Provided you don't dry them. I mean, provided you don't have so much, then you can by all means dry them on this rack. But otherwise, I would suggest you get those, you know, especially for those rack that is like in 6 layers or 4 layers. So I think that you have to dry them. For me, I always think that, you know, when you look at the mushroom, for example, when after 4 or 5 days, and then you still find that, you know, the mushroom really still bend, you know. So I'd rather you dry them 2 more days extra. And the fan, I think you can on them for the first 2-3 days, and then after that you don't need the fan anymore, but you still have, if it's better, you just on a little bit and then just circulate the air. So you'll come to a point where you feel like, oh, the mushroom is really dry. So what I do is I'll keep them in a container like this, or if I want to process, because usually I don't have time to process them right away. So what I do is like they are 100% dry. Then I put them in a container. Then I have this silica. You know this silica. You know you can sometimes you get all this drying in this thing from the package that you buy from snacks and all that. I don't throw them away. I keep them. So, and then I just put them air drying, and then I could use them again. And then what I do is I just put them on top like that, and then I cover. So normally this will stop the mushroom or the humid to go into your mushroom, or if there is already existing moist inside, so it will absorb the moist. So your mushroom will not have mold, because you know you just want to be 100% sure. If you're not 100% sure, then you better check, you know, because if you get one bad ass, that fella will go and ruin the rest of the jar. So it's like, you know, you're going to waste time. You have to throw away, because when they start to have mold, they will infect the other part of the mushroom or in the whole jar. I remember I did this once. I think it was like 5 years ago, or maybe longer. I didn't do that procedure, you know. So after the autumn, then I try to take out and I see, oh my god, all those is like just one small one and then the center all affected. So no choice, you know, I have to throw everything away. Okay, so this is very important, because you want to make sure that you don't want to eat mold. Mold is really bad. It's a bad virus and you will get upset stomach when you have that. Hello. And then, okay, now the next step is when they are dry like this, you kept them dry. So you use a grinder. You know, I have a friend who is Michelle here. She has a tiny little grinder. I went to visit her last summer or last autumn, right, Michelle? Is that right? And then this autumn, not last summer, this autumn. So she showed me this grinder, and then I look at it. It was like a small cup. I don't know. Michelle, tell me if you are satisfied with that machine or not. I was a bit hesitant because I was thinking of getting one, because I make a lot of mushroom powder. So I was considering getting that, and then, you know, I come to think about it. Oh, but the cup is so small, and then you cannot really grind a lot, because dried mushroom, they are very big and puffy. So you cannot, you know, You cannot grind so much at one time. So what to do, right? So I decided to do an experiment. So I went to this second-hand shop and then I bought a coffee grinder, which is quite good. That coffee grinder, it was quite big, you know. But then again, the hole was very small. You know, coffee grinder, they are meant to grind grain, not fiber like mushroom. So I was really disappointed when I grind that. At first it was okay. From the beginning it was okay. But after like another patch, I start to discover a lot of problem. The grinder doesn't grind. It's not that the machine is spoiled. The machine is still working, but because this mushroom has a lot of fiber in it, it is not like grain. Grain you can grind, it become powder, right? You can grind how fine you want, but not mushroom. So I think 2-3 years ago I tried to grind, you know, and then I didn't understand. Like I grind this directly. I didn't understand. Like you have to grind longer time. And so what I did is I have a food processor like this one. I'm sure everyone have this. So first I grind that. And then I realized, oh my God, how come it's still, you know, a lot of bits, tiny pieces of, oh my God. Okay. You know why? Because my mushroom is not crispy enough. So what I did is I put the mushroom and then I put them in the oven at 50 degrees, and then I just open up the lid a little bit like that. Then I just let them dry. I have a fan, but I don't find that the fan is so effective. Opening the door is much more effective. Of course, the house, you know, you keep your house warm, so that, you know. So it's especially good during the winter. So I just put them there about 10 minutes, and then I take out one of them, and then I do like a test. I want to hear, you hear? That's the sound you want to listen. You want to do. I mean, you want to use before you put them in the grinder. So it's very important. All right, take out the normal one, put them in the oven, just 5-10 minutes, and it's ready. So I wait for the mushroom to cool down a little bit, then I transfer them into this juicer. This is just a normal juicer. But the thing different between this juicer and this processor is because of the knife, right? The knife is much bigger on this one. And then the knife is much smaller in this one. And because it is in like a funnel, so the knife underneath, I'm going to show you. So the knife underneath is like very, how do you call it? Very tight. You see? I'm going to give you guys a closer look. So you see the jar is like that. So the knife is actually quite close to the bottom here, which is what that helps to grind this powder even more fine. So it's just a matter of time only. Let me just put this back, okay? I love the machine because I don't have much mushroom to grind. I use it to grind small amount of spice and curry. Yeah, it's perfect. I think that machine, the one that Michelle has, which is a very small spice grinder, which is really good because we make a lot of curry and then we like to grind our own, right? So Michelle, I'm sure you use a lot of that because I know you like curry a lot, right? So that is good. Never thought about that too, huh? I mean, I thought about that, but I have never tried using it. So what I do is I take the mushroom, let it rest, and then I put them inside here. And then I just let them grind. Because it is transparent, I can see like, okay. And then don't be so greedy, eh? Don't put so much. I mean, this is definitely bigger than the one you have, Michelle. So what I do is I put only half of it. Okay, and then I just grind. And it takes a shorter time to grind when it is not so much, because if it's a lot, then you might have a risk that, you know, only the bottom one will be grind, and then the top one is like sitting and dancing, right? So I think not so much, just put half, and then when they are done, you look at the glass until to the consistent that you are satisfied with. I'm going to show you the consistent later. Okay, after this, what happened, right? Don't go and quickly open it because I ever tried open it. Immediately, once I turn it off, and then like boom, the mushroom powder is like all over my face, you know. So I was like, oh God, what happened? So no choice. I quickly close it and then wait for it to settle. Okay, don't quickly take out. Don't do like me. So after that, you want to put them in a jar, preferably with this kind of rubber, because these are really good. You saw I didn't use the rubber because I was running out of this. I use a lot of this in my kitchen, so I was running out. So I have no choice. You use this one, all right? But if you have, must use this one because it is really airtight. And it's very heavy, so you need to sterilize this jar first. So usually when I wash a jar, I put them in the dishwasher up to 70 degree. But then, you know, I'm still not satisfied. I put hot water and then I just clean them properly before and make sure you dry them. Some people dry them in the oven without the rubber. Sometimes I do that, but sometimes I'm too lazy. I just use a towel, you know, to wipe them, and then I air dry them. All right, so this is one way you could do that also. What do you guys think? Okay, let's look at the powder. Okay, oh, you see, now I just opened one. Okay, let me show you, right? This one, this powder, how fine is this? See, I'm using my just my this grinder to grind it. So this is really fine, right? The same with this. This one is Shiitake, and this one is winter chanterelle, which I love. Later I'm going to tell you how you can use mushroom powder in various ways, okay? Not just cooking. See how fine is that? Right? So I think this is something that we should do, because I think mushroom powder is so convenient. Instead of buying all this junk from the supermarket, this is like a booster. You know, let me tell you what I do with that. I make coffee with it. What I do, they said, because I saw there was a research about mushroom coffee. Some of you might already heard them. They say that the coffee mushroom is the best thing you can ever have, the best nutrient, because there is a combination of a mushroom and the powder. The thing is that I have issue with those ready packed one that you can buy, is that I don't know what kind of mushroom. Usually I went to a shop and then I saw one time and they were very expensive, you know, they are not cheap. So, and then I look at them, wow, it's only 3% of the mushroom powder. And why? Because it's so expensive, right? So at home, you can put as much as you want. The more you put, the more flavor it is. So I've tried making coffee with this and it's really easy. And how to do that, right? You wonder. The coffee machine that I have, I'll show you. The coffee machine that I have over there, I don't know whether you can see, there, that one. Huh? I just put the, what do you call that, the coffee first in a jar. You know, if you want to make like ready made, get a jar and then put the coffee powder with the mushroom powder and mix them together. And then I only use that to cook, like brew the coffee. brew the coffee, and then you just let it drip dry. That's the fastest, laziest way. But for me, I like the flavor of the mushroom so much, you know what I did? I boil this mushroom powder, because mushroom powder, this is actually dried mushroom. So in order the flavors to come out even more, you have to cook the mushroom. I steep the mushroom, in those espresso press. The one I'm sure you have. I have one, but I have two. One especially for tea and one for coffee. So it doesn't matter. I use that one, and then I let the mushroom steep in this presser in the jar for at least 10 minutes before I add in my coffee. So I know it's a bit troublesome, but then it is working. So for me, at the initial part, because I want a hot coffee, so make sure you cook your coffee later when you serve, because 10 minutes for the mushroom to steep. By the time you want to drink cold liao, right? So so it's better you cook the coffee separately and then add it to your coffee. You can try that. I think you will be surprised how good it is. And if you like, go and research on this coffee mushroom. They are very amazing. It has a lot of health benefit. So I hope you go and check it out, okay? And then for me, I think this is very, very important that you do them like after the autumn. And over here, I have like chanterelle, and then I have one black taxum, is another kind of mushroom that are, with the thorn underneath. And then this is my favorite. It's called sand soup. I love it because the flavor is so intense and it is so delicious. So what to do with the mushroom, right? After you have the powder, let me share with you what I do with this powder. This powder, when I cook ramen, I'll just, instead of using the seasoning, the one that is in the packet, I heard that one is not good to eat, so I throw away that one. I put this one instead. Alright, ramen, and then with other seasoning like salt. Or you can also create your own seasoning mixture. What I do is like, LG, he likes to eat taco. So I know, okay, but he doesn't like to eat mushroom. So I put the taco, and then I went to the internet and searched for recipes. Oh, you need paprika, you need cumin, you need salt, pepper, leeks powder, and all the blah blah garlic powder. So I just put them inside one jar. So I put this jar here. Then I write taco powder. So LG, every time when he cook, he put something just to season, because he loves the taco flavors. So you see, this is one way you can get your man, or trick your man or family members who doesn't eat mushroom. This is one way to hide them so they don't see it. All right. So there are a lot of way to use seasoning. I use this to cook like stew. Stew is like the number one. I always put like half or 1 tablespoon, into one big pot of stew. And it really, really make a lot of difference in flavors. It's so umami, and it's so, you feel like there's a base. You feel like that it added more flavor, and it complements with meat. It also in vegetable. And I think this is a very good alternative for those people, not only just vegan, for anybody eating meat too, because we use this to season or marinate our meat, or marinate anything. And I also use this to make like salad dressing. I put them in olive oil, and then salt and a little bit of vinegar, and then I shake them, put them on the table. And LG he just love it, but he doesn't know there is mushroom inside. He said, wow, this sauce is very good. And then also when I do like deep frying, right, you have to put some batter, right? So sometimes in the batter, I add the mushrooms powder just for flavor. Let me tell you, if you haven't tried, you should, because that will add a lot. You will bring the batter to the next level with the umami flavor, and it is more crispy, making this your dish very successful. So I think, hey, I sound like a saleswoman now, right? Am I sounding like a saleswoman? But there is unlimited way you can use it, because you know, just using your creativity, you can make a stew, you can make even ice cream. I saw when we were in the course, right, Michelle, we were wanting to buy something from the shop, and then she said, oh, the owner said they have a Masutake ice cream. So Michelle, one tips you can try, go and Google. And I also make cookies from the, I think I have a video, so you can go and check out. It's under mushroom recipe. So if you're looking for, you know, anything with mushroom, I do have in fact two playlists. One is under mushroom recipes and benefit, and the other one is foraging mushroom. I'm going to arrange that, because I find that I should, you know, differentiate the two, so that, you know, you guys can go straight and find recipe. But anyway, I did some organizing, so you should be able to find most of my mushroom recipes in that playlist. So go and check it out. Yeah, I think very important. So like this silicone, if you don't have this silica bag, I have a link in the video description. You can go and check it out. And also the jar, if I'm not wrong, I have include the jar. And I think I have include a mixer. If you don't have like this kind of blender, go and get one, because this blender is really, really useful. Not just for grinding mushroom, you know, we put it on smoothie, and also in smoothie you can put mushroom powder, and also in your porridge in the morning, you know, if you like a bit savory. Oh my god, my telephone is like sliding. Is my telephone sliding or what? I don't know, it looks sliding. Is it sliding? Anyone can tell me, because I feel like the telephone was sliding. So this is what I have to share with you. And then also, you know, how long you're going to keep them, right? Usually I try to not to keep them for too long. I try to finish this, like this is from this year collection. I pick Masutake, and then I use almost everything. I only have 2 of these left. So this is also from this year. So those last year or 2 years before, throw it away, because they don't have the flavor anymore. So airtight container is very, very important that you keep, or if possible, buy those vacuum you know, sealer, so you can pack your powder a longer time, and it still will smell and the flavor is still there. Okay, so I think usage wise, I think there are numerous. So I want you to go and check out my playlist and see, you know, most of my recipe, they have mushroom powder. I'm now going to ask you guys a question, right? What is your favorite mushroom? What kind of mushroom do you want to pick and make powder? Because I know certain mushroom, when you make them in powder, they become bitter. You know, if you have made before, you notice. And I notice when you make chanterelle mushroom powder, they are a little bit bitter. I don't know why. Yeah. So my suggestion is, if you are using chanterelle powder to cook a stew, for example, or a soup, you don't want it, the bitter taste, right? So what you can do is you add some carrot inside. What the carrot does is that it will absorb all the bitterness from the mushroom powder, and then your stew will not be bitter. And also there are different type of mushrooms where you should avoid, because I think certain mushroom like chanterelle, for example, chanterelle, they are not very good to use as a mushroom powder. They are good to use as dry. I don't know why, all right? Because if you taste it, you find that, wow, how come it's so bitter? But if you use it dry, it's still that bitterness is there. So not every mushroom is advisable to use them for powder. I like this one, for example. Let me just give you a closer look on this one. This is a mugtap swamp. You see the grind? I didn't grind them properly, right? So the more fine one will settle below, and those that are not so fine, they will be up here. So this is the one that I had like 2 years now. And next year, I'm going to pick more different kind of mushroom, because ever since I go for my course, you know, it really opened up my eyes and my world, mushroom. And I hope that next year, you know, I'm going to just pick up more mushroom to just try it out and make them into small powder, and just for cooking and just for tasting. So I think these mushrooms are ready to be used. And let me see, just close this. They're quite tight, this one, but then sometimes I have problem closing it. I'm scared that but because these glasses are very thick, so there's no problem. So do you guys have any questions? I hope you can have questions. No, it is not sliding. Aha, okay, it's not sliding. If you have any questions, don't be shy to put them in the comment, because I don't know why some of the comments from my YouTube live streaming, they are gone, you know, after I close the live stream. It should be good, because some question may be very helpful for people. Like my hope is to create a community where we could help each other, giving each other tips and all that, so that we all learn from each other, not just me, you know. I might not be 100% right all the time, but if I'm wrong, just let me know. I really appreciate that. Okay, what should I say? Oh, if you need any more tips on mushroom powder, I think recently I did the almond. Oh my god, that one is like, you have to try it. That one, I must warn you, is very addictive. When you start to eat, you will never stop. That's the problem. But nuts is no matter how more healthier than you eat chocolate, not chocolate, but candy and all that, right? So I think it is a really good snack. So I want to be able to explore more recipe, not just in cooking, but also as a healthy snacks, because I know people like to snack a lot these days, and there isn't so much recipe on snacks. So I'm going to concentrate on that, so that you guys have a more healthier snacks that you can munch on. I like to munch on snacks when I watch telly, but that's not a good habit. But you know, just put a small bowl and then limit yourself. Then as long as you're happy and that gives you some benefit, why not, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to do a live streaming about the craft, Christmas craft, if you guys are interested. And recently I started sharing some ideas about how to use aluminum to make the inside of the mushroom. So if you have missed that, go and watch that, because I think you can use that method to do anything like Christmas decoration, for example, not just mushroom. Yeah, so I'm starting to create or getting ideas like what kind of Christmas decoration you can make at home without having to burn a hole in your pocket. So I hope you follow me and subscribe to my channel if you are new here, and I'll see you in my next. All right, don't forget to send me comment. I will still write to you and answer all your questions. Okay, bye bye. Like my t-shirt or not? Bye bye.